What's going on YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Batman Detective Comics number 1040. This one was written by Mariko Tamaki with art by Dan Mora. There's also a Man-Bat backup storyline as well, and we'll get to talking about both of them. So I have, for the most part, been enjoying the Tamaki Detective Comics run. In fact, I've actually enjoyed it more than the other main Batman book going on here, because I like the way Bruce Wayne's kind of written a little bit more in here. He's definitely like a little bit more like down to earth. He still has, I still have some gripes with it, but for the most part, it is a little bit better. Although this issue, I don't know, it just didn't overall. I thought it was just kind of okay. It didn't do really all that much to kind of progress this plot forward, other than to kind of like write off like the whole Bruce Wayne out in prison situation. Like this one, he spends the entire time in this prison while Oracle kind of does some stuff on the side. We have some tie-ins to this Huntress special, which I still haven't read, so maybe I'll give that a read after this. There's so many, Batman related books to kind of keep up with. It's kind of hard to sometimes. But we're focusing on this thing. So Bruce Wayne goes to jail because this is, he was wanted, and so was Batman, despite the fact that the police station he was at was destroyed. So he turns himself in just to kind of clear his name. Also, the Penguin and Mr. Worth are kind of scheming for him. So yeah, Batman spends like this entire issue basically in this jail cell. Oracle is able to clear his name kind of by the end of it. But he also has this conversation with this one guy who just knows he's Batman. Now, like his reasoning for it is he was drunk. He watched Batman fight the Joker, and then Batman went to the roof, and he apparently had something in his eye, so he lifted his mask up, and he cleared it. Which, why Batman would not look around to check to see if there's a drunk guy there? And also, doesn't Batman have like some lenses over his eyes? Like, how does Batman not realize there's somebody else there? You'd think he'd be smarter than that. So I think this is kind of a dumb way for him to find out the secret identity thing, because he's on the same roof. Batman doesn't just bother to check. I think that kind of undermines his intelligence and makes Batman look dumb. But also, like, I don't understand kind of the purpose of this thing. Bruce Wayne spends the entire issue in this jail speaking to this guy who knows he's Batman, and then by the end of it, he just kind of leaves the jail, and that was that. He never really changed. Like, there was never a big, like, bit of development with him. So it has me wondering if this one guy is going to show back up for the remainder of the story arc, because why introduce this guy who knows Batman's secret identity, meets him in the jail cell, if you're not going to utilize him later on? So I'm going to give this the benefit of the doubt and just kind of wait and see if this guy's going to be brought back up. Otherwise, what was the point of kind of having this thing? So this one doesn't do much to move the plot forward. We also see Penguin is still working with Mr. Worth, and they got this guy strapped up to the table, so they're going to definitely go after Bruce Wayne and Batman and all that. They even destroy his new home by setting it on fire, which is never a good thing. Why the police have not arrested Mr. Worth is beyond me. Even the fact that Barbara Gordon is able to find substantial evidence on this guy. They're complete cowards when it comes to this guy. Like, even like Mayor Nakano, oh, I'm Mr. Anti-Vigilante, all this stuff, but Mr. Worth, who's a known criminal, and they have all this evidence on him, they do next to nothing. And same with Penguin. Like, why are these people who have committed all these crimes still out, like, in the streets? They should be, like, rotting in jail for, like, ever. I don't know. It's just kind of bothering me. So yeah, like, not much of the plot has kind of progressed in this thing. The artwork by Dan Mora is spectacular. I mean, it kind of makes, like, a lot of sequences that otherwise wouldn't be all that interesting a lot more, visually interesting at least. So at least they have some gorgeous artwork to look at. So yeah, the artwork's there. The plot progression, really not much has kind of happened in this thing. So you pretty much could kind of skip this issue if need be. And it's kind of setting up the foundation for the next story arc, which, the previous story arc just kind of ended abruptly. But now we're kind of moving that. Now, the backup is about the death of Man-Bat, aka Kirk Langstrom, which, why this is a backup storyline, I don't really know. I mean, it ties into the whole, like, Man-Bat comic, so I haven't read that because it was like a 5-issue miniseries, but I guess Kirk Langstrom died after some nightmarish, like, demonic creature thing was kind of latched itself to him, and, like, Batman can't tell anybody exactly how he died, or else this thing will kind of spread like wildfire and, like, fear and stuff. And it just kind of ends abruptly there. So I feel like because I didn't really read the Man-Bat title, I don't really have an emotional, like, reaction to that ending. Maybe if I did, I definitely would care more. But as of right now, because I haven't quite read that title, it's just not quite clicking for me personally. But I think if you did read the title, then I think it would. Which I'm still wondering why that backup would be in this story, not just at the end of that Man-Bat thing. Unless it is, I don't exactly quite know. But yeah, Batman Detective Comics number 1040. The artwork is really good. The story progression, not so much. And I feel like it kind of makes Batman seem a little bit dumber by like not looking around and seeing things, and also like the explanation for this guy knowing that he's Batman. It just, I don't know, like Batman, you'd think he'd like make sure that nobody else is looking around, and not noticing this drunk guy here. Like if he has something in his eye, like doesn't he wear protective lenses and stuff? How did something get in there unless they were damaged, which they don't quite show their damage? I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things that just bothers me a bit, you know. Other than that, I thought the issue itself was just kind of okay. You could probably skip this one if I'm being honest. It's definitely not really one of the stronger issues in this run. Still setting up Penguin and Mr. Worth doing their thing. You know, the Mr. Vile guys out there too. And yeah, artwork's great though. Artwork's great. Backup is fine. There's some really great looking artwork in that. It's just, well, without having read the Man-Bat thing, I don't really have the connection to it. So maybe you do if you read it, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Detective Comics number 1040. It's just an okay issue. Could have been better, but could have been a lot worse. So, all right, well, that's all I got to say about that. Thank you all so much for watching this. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this video around, and I'll be back next time. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.